President Biden is moving up his deadline for all U.S. adults to be eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine appointment. He now says that should happen by Monday, April 19th, just 12 days from now. Millions are being vaccinated every day, but it's a race against time as case numbers inch up across the country and variants of the coronavirus keep spreading. Our Naomi Ruchim is following the story. Naomi, where do the vaccination rates stand this morning?
Well, Tom, you'll remember when the vaccines came out a few weeks, months ago, there was a lot of complaints, concerns, frustrations. Things were taking a long time. The distribution was a little off track. Here we are, though, now this morning. 1 in 4 adults in this country is fully vaccinated. And when we look at that age group 65 and up, more than half are fully vaccinated. Still, there are concerns over those new variants. President Biden is speeding up the timeline for COVID-19 vaccine eligibility.
By no later than April 19th, in every part of this country, every adult over the age of 18 or older will be eligible to be vaccinated.
About a third of all Americans, 108 million people, have already received at least one dose. The White House had previously announced that all adults would be eligible by May 1st.
The virus is spreading because we have too many people who've seen the end in sight, think we're at the finish line already.
The change comes as coronavirus variants continue to spread. 9 states recently reported at least a 20% increase in cases.
We're really on the brink of a surge.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says the pandemic is at a critical stage.
Pulling back on mask mandates, they're pulling back on restrictions on capacity for restaurants and bars. It is premature to declare a victory.
Next week, FEMA will begin to reimburse families for COVID-19 victims' burial costs. The agency will cover up to $9,000 in funeral expenses. And just this week alone, about a dozen more states are opening up eligibility for the vaccine to everyone 16 and up. That is good news, but it doesn't mean you'll get your vaccine much faster. As we know, as more people are eligible, more people sign up. That means longer lines. That means hitting refresh on your computer so many more times, Tom, just to get an appointment. Tom?
Yeah, I got to say, I even saw some very long lines here in New York City when I was walking around yesterday. So variants of the virus seem to be driving rates of infection in the U.S. What do we know about how the vaccines are faring against newer strains like the one first discovered in the U.K., for example?
Well, the UK is still a concern. It's now been discovered in all 50 states, so that might be the one that's driving up some of these rising case numbers. But there is hope and belief that these vaccines do work. They are effective against these variants, especially the one from South Africa. That one has been the biggest concern. There is, though, the belief that with a booster shot and with the existing vaccines, they can fight these. The concern is being able to get enough vaccines out there to beat the number of variants and how quickly those variants are spreading. Tom?
Yeah, it's definitely a race against time. Now, California has announced it plans to fully reopen on June 15th. Could that be sort of premature as a declaration of victory that Dr. Fauci warned against? The state tried reopening last summer, as we know, and saw an alarming surge in cases, which ultimately forced kind of a retreat.
Well, Tom, California is an interesting case. A lot of people were actually surprised by the governor's announcement that they want to open up in about 2 months, in June 15th. Folks didn't expect that to be coming, but here's what is one thing to keep in mind. Doctors say that that could happen based on the number of cases and the rise in cases. That could be acceptable. But again, it is premature and things could always change between now and then. So they'll have to wait and see. That's the approach they're taking right now. It's giving a lot of businesses and folks who live there hope that things will reopen. But again, they're just waiting and seeing if it actually will prove true. And even still, Tom, the mask mandate in California stands and it will continue to stand.
Yeah,
Tom?
There's so much we still don't know, and experts are certainly sounding the alarm for a potential fourth wave. So we'll be watching that very closely. Naomi, thank you.